Well, folks, it is that time we've been planning for 4 years now in the great state of Ohio and in the city of Columbus. In June of 2012, the NHL announced that the All Star game would be coming to Nationwide Arena. And boy, wasn't it a great time to have that being announced. The planning was set. The stage was set for the 2013 All-Star Game to be played at Nationwide Arena. Unfortunately, the NHL players' strike and the lockout put that in a damper. The NHL came back in January, but the All-Star Game was a little too late, so they pushed it back. But the following year saw that the Jackets would be in a bind with the Olympics, as the Olympics were in Sochi, Russia last year. So this year, 2015, the NHL comes to Columbus, Ohio to present its game to you, the fans, and to present the best players in the world under one beautiful arena. However, some players aren't going to be able to make it. Even with the invite, injuries have bothered us yet again. And on All Andy Alfred today, we'll talk about what we saw yesterday in the NHL, in the NBA, and get you set for this weekend's big festivities at Nationwide Arena. Sit back, relax. The road to Columbus starts today.
Outside Columbus, Ohio, I used to roll along for years. That Midwest way of ease, it surrounds us. I can't deny the from here. And I drive along with Riverside beside me. That high street always felt so good. I miss my lady, even though she often writes me. She tells me tales of my neighborhood. Yeah. Surprise, surprise, I travel here, 100 miles from where I go. My friends are here, a couple of years I've spent. I found I never stayed home.
OAR gonna be live at Nationwide with Fall Out Boy. Yes, that Fall Out Boy. All gonna be for the fans and the NHL Fan Fest right here in the state of Ohio, in the state capital. I love you guys, and welcome to All Andy Alfred right here on your internet home for me, Clay Fan 23, and also on Google Plus. And welcome into All Andy Alfred today with you here from the Man Cave Studios in Toledo, Ohio. This is our last broadcast here in the Man Cave for the week. We will be down in Columbus starting on Saturday evening and Sunday morning for the All-Star Game festivities happening at Nationwide Arena starting tomorrow night with the NHL Fantasy Draft. And boy, is it going to be an interesting class to have for Team Foligno and Team Taves to pick. Players have been knocked out, and we'll talk about that as we go on in the show. We're here until 2:45 with you guys today here on All Andy Alfred. If you want to tweet the show, it is at All Andy Alfred. It is at ALLANDYALFRED on Twitter. Also, you can talk right here on the YouTube page and ask questions as well too. But remember to use the hashtag All Andy Alfred. And welcome into the program here. late news today, of course, if you're not tuning in, if you haven't seen yet, if you didn't watch the game last night between the Jackets and the Jets, we'll talk about that game. But it has been announced that Sergei Bobrovsky, the ace goaltender for the Blue Jackets, Nick Foligno's best friend, is going to be out for this All-Star game. He had a MRI early this afternoon, nothing official, but it looks like, according to Aaron Portzline, he will be out for the All-Star weekend this weekend. As well as Evgeny Malkin. That has been broken by the NHL. The Pens have said Evgeny Malkin is out for the All-Star game with an injury. Expected announcement regarding Bobrovsky is later, and now it's going to get interesting to see who else is going to be injured up, that they cannot make it to Columbus for the draft and for the All-Star festivities. Sidney Crosby's second playing All-Star nomination as well. And we'll talk about what the draft is seeing for the fantasy draft and the mock draft of who everybody thinks is going to go to which team. We'll see what happens with that. But let's talk about what happened last night, as it was the last game of the regular season for the Blue Jackets. In the first half of the season, the Blue Jackets took on the Winnipeg Jets at MTS Center in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, and got spanked by the Jets 4-0. Both teams shot evenly at 29 shots on goal. Sergei Bobrovsky went down with an injury during the game. He was pulled. Curtis McElhinney comes into the game. Blake Wheeler, his 13th of the season, started the scoring at the 1:08 mark in the first period. Evander Kane comes into in the same period at 6:06 mark in the first with the assist by Mark Shafee, his 19th of the season. Jim Slater for the Jets knocks his second of the season at the 4:45 mark in the second period, and the final caper and the final icing on the cake for the Winnipeg Jets, Chris Tumbo, his fourth of the season, as Winnipeg cruised to a 4-0 victory over the Columbus Blue Jackets. Here's some stats for you. The Jackets were 0 for 4 on the power play, had 29 hits in the game to Winnipeg's 24. Winnipeg was 0 for 3 on the power play. The Jackets won only 27 faceoffs to Winnipeg's 36. The Jackets gave away 6 attempts, and the Winnipeg Jets had 9. Two takeaways for the Blue Jackets, 9 for Winnipeg. The Jackets had 12 shots to Winnipeg 16, and both teams were even on penalty minutes. The Jackets were out shooting the Jets 14-6 in the first period, and then the Jets kicked it up in the second period. 17 shots on net for the Winnipeg Jets. Sergei Bobrovsky stopping 9 of 12 shots, and only playing 27 minutes, played only 2 periods of play before going down with the injury. Curtis McElhinney stopping 16 of 17 attempts, as Bobrovsky will get the loss in that affair for that one. So now the question is, what is going to happen now? What is going to happen now? And after the game, Todd Richards talked to the media, and we have some audio courtesy of the Blue Jackets webpage on Blue Jackets on their YouTube account, NHL.com/Blue Jackets. Blue Jackets audio from Bob McGilligan.
Those first period goals get you guys off your game a little bit because you looked up until that point like you were playing the way you wanted to.
No, I don't think it was at that moment. I mean, obviously disappointed with the goals. And you know, the second one that went in, you almost never see that. Right? But it is that is going to happen at times. So that was a rarity. I like the way we were playing. I still think we responded after that. Even in the second period, we had a couple of good shifts, had a couple of good opportunities. You know, they scored the third one and obviously the fourth one, and then it was a little bit away from us. But you know, in the third period, 4-0, we still did some good things, and just. The big moments for me were we had opportunities in the first and we weren't able to capitalize, and we had power play, I think, when it was 2-0, and that's when you need to get one and get some life and some momentum back into the game. We weren't able to do that.
Do you have any kind of update on Sergei?
I do not. It's lower body, and he'll get reevaluated by our doctors tomorrow.
And obviously people are concerned about All-Star Weekend. Any indication on what
I
don't
know that right now.
Maybe a nightmare way to end this break, just the way it played out.
A nightmare. Well, it's disappointing because it's 4-0, and then you're disappointed because your goaltender goes down and can't finish the game. Still don't know what his status is, but there's some disappointing things that happen. Our first period, we offensively we've been talking about it, working at trying to create more, and we did that. We had some good opportunities, just weren't able to finish.
Speak to maybe get a little bit of positive injury news on Mason off and Murray and then losing Jeremy Moore and so just throw up your hands.
That's kind of the normal way the season's been going. Close to getting a couple guys back, and two guys leave the game. Again, I can't comment on the status just because I don't know.
That's Todd Richards, the coach of your Columbus Blue Jackets, talking about the injuries for the Blue Jackets last night, of course, and we are now losing a lot of guys now. Artie is down, Jerry Morin is out, and now Sergei Bobrovsky now out now. That's the second injury this season for Sergei. He had the broken wrist that he started off in the season with, and now he is now out, and that is going to be, it is reported now on the NHL.com webpage that Sergei Bobrovsky is out. He is out for this All-Star game. Sergei Bobrovsky is out for this All-Star game. Evgeny Malkin is now out of this game as well, too. That is scheduled for Sunday night at Nationwide Arena. So now it used to be 3 representatives for the Blue Jackets. Now it's down to 2. As the NHL is in Columbus, they have taken over the city, and the fans are really enjoying themselves for this big festivities. And we're going to be down there, like I said, on Saturday and Sunday for all Andy Alfred. But let's talk about some of the other games happening in the NHL yesterday. How about the Ottawa Senators beating up on the Toronto Maple Leafs? The Leafs falling apart quicker than a Walmart sweater in a hot shower. I'll tell you that much. As they lost 4-3 to the Ottawa Senators. David Carlson for Toronto scored in the second period, but it was all Ottawa. Erik Karlsson with 2 in the game. Mike Hoffman, as it was 3-0 after 1 period of play against the Toronto Maple Leafs after 1 period of play, and that affair. The Chicago Blackhawks beat the Pittsburgh Penguins 3-2. Marian Hossa, his 10th of the season. Steve Drowney, his 8th of the season for the Penguins, as Pittsburgh forced overtime in the game, and the game winner being from Patrick Kane in the shootout as the Chicago Blackhawks beat the Pittsburgh Penguins 3-2. Colorado getting a much-needed shootout victory over the Boston Bruins 3-2. Jerome McGinley, his 14th of the season. Ryan O'Reilly with less than a minute to play in the game. Ryan O'Reilly is 9th of the game, and Nathan McKinnon gets the game winner in a shootout over the Boston Bruins. Calgary was eluded to Anaheim 6-3 in their game against the Anaheim Ducks. And the late game, San Jose beats the LA Kings 4-2. Logan Couture with 2 goals in the game. Jeff Carter, his 12th of the season. Joe Pavelski, his 24th. Antoniemi gets the win for that affair. So now looking at the standings going forward into the All-Star break now officially, this is what it looks like. The Jackets are now in a hole again. Yet another hole for the Jackets to climb out of. With all the injuries that they're facing right now, the Jackets are now in 7th place still. But with Toronto now falling apart now, I suspect that Columbus is going to make the run. But the injury bug, like I said, has been killing them. The Jackets did not get to 500 like I predicted, but they're 2 games off from the 500 mark. They're at 20-22-3 with 43 points, at 7th place in the wild card race. Philadelphia is ahead of them. They're 19-22-7 with 45 points. Toronto's ahead of them with 47 points at 22-23-3. Ottawa 19-18-9 with 47 points, and Florida 20-14-10 with 50 points. Right now, hypothetically, if the playoffs started today, we only took it half a season, it would be Tampa, Detroit, Montreal in the Atlantic. The Islanders, the Penguins, and the Rangers. And then in the wild card race, it would be Washington and Boston. in the Eastern Conference. In the Western Conference, the best team in all of hockey right now is the Anaheim Ducks. They're 31-10-6 with 68 points. In second place in the Pacific Conference with them is the San Jose Sharks with 56 points. Vancouver's in third place with 55 points, 26-16-3. In the Central Division, the Nashville Predators lead it. They have 65 points and the record of 30-10-5. St. Louis is 29-13-4 with 62 points, and Chicago in third place with a record of 30-15-2 with 62 points. With the win last night, Winnipeg now improves to 60 points. They're now 26-14-8 with 60 points. The Calgary Flames 25-19-3 with 53 points. So 4 teams in Canada in the wild card hunt. If that's what the playoffs started today. So it is going to be interesting to see what happens after this break for the this big All-Star break ends. As we're going to be, like I said, we're going to be at the Fanfare on Saturday evening as well as Sunday for the All-Stars Fanfare hours. Of course, tickets are still available. Now it's the gate price. You have to pay the gate price. The gate price right now is at $16, $12 for kids 3 to 12, $12 for seniors, $12 for college and military, and kids under 2 get it in for free. So it's going to be at the Greater Convention Center in Columbus, Ohio. Friday, the doors will open to the general public from 3 until 10. Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We will be there Saturday evening around 5 o'clock till 7 o'clock before we head over to Nationwide for the skills competition. And then Sunday from 10 until 4 till we go over to Nationwide for the All-Star game itself. And also, don't forget, All-Star Winter Park is available too. They have the beautiful ice rink. And if you don't know, if you're living in Toledo still, and if you're gonna go down. You're gonna have a blast. The Walleye are in action this weekend too. Don't worry about them. They're in first place. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that the NHL is coming. The NHL is here in the city, in the state of Ohio, for this All-Star game. Can't afford to miss this big event for them. The NHL draft, the mock drafts have come out, and the projected lineups are going to be like this for Team Taves. This is what Darren Rosen from Jonathan, who played the role of Jonathan Taves, this is who he projected in the lineup. He has Ovechkin, Crosby, Getzlaf, Tavares, Taves, Johansson, Ryan, Patrice Bergeron, and Nash in line 3. Patrice Ellis, Anze Kopitar, and Tyler Johnson for the forwards. On defense, Suter, Weber, Gargano, and Seabrook, Johnson, and Shattenkirk. In goal, it will be Luongo, Price, and Halak. Mostly Canadians in that one. For Team Foligno, who was built, according to the mock draft, was by Corey Maslin, plays the role as Team Foligno. This is who Team Foligno has chosen. Steven Stamkos, Evgeny Malkin now officially out, Patrick Kane, Vinny Tedesco, Claude Giroux, Jakub Voracek, Nick Foligno, Tyler Seguin, Phil Kessel, Radim Virata, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and Zergostin, the leading vote getter for the Buffalo Sabres. On defense is Drew Doughty, Dustin Byfuglien, Duncan Keith, Brett Burns, Oliver Eric Larson, and Justin Fulk. Sergei Bobrovsky was chosen by this guy, but like I said, Bobrovsky is now officially out of this All-Star game. Marc-Andre Fleury and Corey Crawford. So these mock drafts will change, of course. I mean, they will change. They will change because with the injury to Malkin and the injury to Bobrovsky. In my opinion, Nick Foligno should choose Ryan Johansson. Pick a teammate. You're going to have a teammate on that you know. And I want to get into this right now, too, because it's now on the top of my head. About last night's game. And I'm going to talk about it. Here it is. Why not start McElhaney instead of Bobrovsky? McElhaney did a terrific job against the Boston Bruins. Saved Sergei for the All Star break. Play McElhaney. And now it's proven that they could have started McElhaney, and then McElhaney would have not gotten, Bobrovsky would have not gotten hurt. He would have been healthy and ready to go for the All Star game. And now, he's probably going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks. Hell, it could be the rest of the season. If it's a lower body injury like Todd Richards was talking about, it could be a mess. It's going to be a mess. It will be a mess if Bobrovsky doesn't get into this. And bear in mind, if Bob, if Bob does get out of this, I don't know. I just don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens as you're watching All Andy Alfred right here on ClayFan23, presented by CarryTheFifthLine.tumblr.com. Oh, man. We had an All-Star game, though, last night, happening in the Amway Center in beautiful, warm Orlando, Florida, as it was the Orlando Solar Bears taking on the ECHL All Stars. ECHL All Stars in the game. Of course, Tyler Barnes for the Toledo Walleye was in action. He had 1 assist. He was a 0. He had 3 shots on net. No penalty minutes in the game for him. As the ECHL All Stars destroyed the Orlando team 8-4. They outshot the Orlando team 51-47. Here's some goal scorers for you from last night. For Orlando, got the scoring first at the 4:15 mark with Tarkison. Gardner for the ECHL All-Stars scored at the 2:27 mark in the second. And the ECHL All-Stars routed in the second period to score 5 unanswered over the Orlando team to make it 6-2 after 2 periods of play, bearing 3 more in the third, making it an 8-4 finish. Bill Kessel's brother, Blake Kessel, was a 0-0-0 matchup for him last night. In the game, 1 penalty called by Bell, 2 minutes for hooking on that play. Star of the game is Eric Miles Bell. This is number 1 star in the game last night. Oh, man. The attendance, 9,288. Game time, 2 hours and 25 minutes. So the ECHL All-Star game wraps up, and we get ready for the second half of the season starting Friday night, as the Toledo Walleye will take on the Kalamazoo Wings. 7:15 start time on Fox Sports on BCSN. Excuse me, on BCSN. Why was I thinking Fox Sports Ohio? Because of the fact that the ECHL All-Star game was on that. Let's see here. Let's talk a little bit about last night in the NBA for you. In the NBA last night, of course, the National Basketball Association had a full slate of games last night as the Cavs took on the Utah Jazz at the Q, and LeBron showing up yet again to be the star that he is and helping this team out. Tonight will be announced the NBA All-Star team, and the All-Star ballot will be closed. It closed at 11:59 last night, so they're tallying up the votes as we speak right now for the NBA All-Star game. Halftime performance was announced yesterday, too. It will be Ariana Grande. That's what I want to drink, an Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande for you. The Cavs were a winner last night, 106-92 over the Utah Jazz, improving the Cavs' winning streak to 4. LeBron James had 26 points in the game. Kevin Love with 13 rebounds, and James had 9 assists. Kettner for the Jazz had 24 points and 17 rebounds. Ekstrom had 5 assists. Other notable games happening yesterday in the NBA. The Charlotte Hornets were winners 78-76 over the Miami Heat. The Knicks getting a much-needed victory, 96-91, now getting their 7th win of the season. The Pacers lose to the Atlanta Hawks, who are the hottest team in basketball right now, 110-91. The Pistons were a 128-118 victor over the Orlando Magic. The Memphis Grizzlies 92-86 winner over the Toronto Raptors. The Mavericks were winner 96-75 over the Minnesota Timberwolves. And let's talk about this game, the Lakers versus the Pelicans. If you haven't seen the footage yet, Will Ferrell was in the crowd, and he pelted one of the New Orleans Pelicans cheerleaders with a basketball during one of their routines to warm the crowd up. Will Ferrell hates cheerleaders. Hashtag it. Will Ferrell hates cheerleaders. As Anthony Davis, 29 points in the game, gives the Pelicans a 96-80 victory over the Lakers. The Wizards were a loser to the Oklahoma City Thunder in overtime, 105-103. The Phoenix Suns 118-113 victors over the Portland Trailblazers. The Nets were a winner over the Kings, 103-100. And the Warriors beat the Rockets, 126-113 in Golden State. Tonight on the docket, it's a 4-game system. 2 games on TNT. Tonight at 8 o'clock, it will be the San Antonio Spurs taking on the Chicago Bulls. At 8 o'clock on TNT, the Utah Jazz continue the road trip. They'll go up to Milwaukee to take on the Milwaukee Bucks. The Boston Celtics take on the Portland Trailblazers at 10 o'clock. That's a 10 o'clock tip-off there. And the late game on TNT will be the Brooklyn Nets taking on the LA Clippers. And that'll be an interesting matchup to see who is on the NBA All-Star team for the Eastern Conference. You know it'll be LeBron. You know it'll be Kyrie. You know it'll be Kevin Love. You know it'll be Bosh. You know it'll be Wade. You know it'll be the kid from the Caldwell Pope. I wonder how many Atlanta Hawks will be chosen in this All-Star game for the NBA tonight as well. So it'll be interesting. It will be interesting to see what happens tonight in the NBA when they announce the All-Star ballot. And I can't wait to get down to Columbus as well, too, to see the festivities and see how well the city is putting on those festivities. Some of the reports coming out already is that Columbus is a perfect match for the All-Star game. And I can agree more with that because this is it's a top-notch city. It's a top-notch city, to say the least. But like I said, it would have been a little bit better if it was Team Foligno versus Team Nash. But we can debate about that all we want for any time now. But it's truly an honor and truly a pleasure to be going down there and getting the chance to see that. Getting to see the All-Star game and all the All-Star festivities and seeing the players and seeing you, the NHL fans, us, the NHL fans, getting the opportunity to see the best players in the world on a big showcase-style ice rink. Can't wait to get down there. Can't wait to see you guys. Tomorrow, we will not have a show on All Andy Alfred. Don't forget that tomorrow, All Andy Alfred will not be on the air. We'll be on the air with you on Saturday evening. We're going to tape the show, and then we'll post it around 9 or 10 o'clock at night. Once we get back into the hotel and get back into everything, we'll be out. If you see me, I'll be wearing the Blue Jacket jersey behind me. I will be wearing a red berry coat from North Face. If you see me or you see the cameras and you see me walking around, stop, say hello, ask some questions as well, too. I cannot wait to see you fans down there in Columbus. I cannot wait to skate on that park at Winter Park. I can't wait to slide down the slide. I can't wait to meet the players. And I cannot wait to see how this city is going to perform. I cannot wait. So get me on the road to Columbus right now. Because honestly, it's time to go to Columbus. And it's time to carry the fifth line. Because we love the Jackets. And we love the NHL. I'm Andy Alfred. I hope you have a terrific weekend. I'm going down to Columbus starting tomorrow afternoon, evening. We'll be down in Columbus on Saturday and Sunday for the special version of the Volley Andy Alfred. Stay tuned to ClayFan23 for more information. Also follow us on Twitter. If you're in the Columbus area and you watch this program, I hope you enjoy it. Come and see me. I will be in the social media area at the All Star Fan Fest. I cannot wait to meet you fans. I cannot wait to see you guys. I hope you have a terrific weekend. And as always, go Jackets! Go Y! Go Cavs! Go Tigers and Indians! And go Team Foligno. Hashtag NHL Breakaway Johansson. That's going to wrap it up for all Andy Alfred today. I hope you have a terrific day. And as always, and if you don't come on the air for this weekend, don't see me on this weekend. I'll see you on Monday. We'll be back here in the Man Cave to recap what we saw on Saturday and Sunday. I'm Andy Alfred. I hope you have a terrific weekend. And as always, I'm pulling for you. We're all in this together. And to the teams behind me, and to your team you root at home for as well. Victory is sweetest when you have tasted defeat. Have a great evening, everybody. I'll see you in Columbus on Saturday for the special version of Andy Alfred, live from the NHL Fan Fest in downtown Columbus at the Greater Columbus Convention Center.
There's a road outside Columbus, Ohio. I used to roll along for years. That Midwest way of ease, it surrounds us. I can't deny that I'm here. And I drive along with Riverside beside me. That high street always felt so good. I miss my lady, even though she often writes me. She tells me tales of my neighborhood. Yes. Surprise, surprise, I travel here, 100 miles from where I know. My friends are here. A couple of years, I say.
I'll see you in Columbus. I'll see you in Columbus, folks. And go Team Foligno. I love you guys. I love you, babe. Talk to you later.